Arthur and Florence were what you'd call a power couple. He was a rising star in the tech world, and she was an art curator with an impeccable eye. For 5 years, they were inseparable. Arthur trusted Florence completely, not just with his heart, but with his dreams and his vulnerabilities. He shared everything with her, from his most ambitious business ideas to his deepest insecurities. He believed their bond was unbreakable, forged in mutual respect and endless late-night conversations. He even helped her secure a prestigious gallery position using his connections, thinking it was a step toward building their future together. He was planning to propose, a ring already tucked away in his drawer, waiting for the perfect moment. But that moment never came. One evening, Florence came home and announced she was leaving. Just like that. No long explanation, just a cold, simple "I've met someone else." That someone else turned out to be Marcus Thorne, a wealthy investor and one of Arthur's biggest rivals. It wasn't just a breakup. It was a betrayal that cut to the core. To make matters worse, Florence took with her not just her belongings, but also sensitive details about Arthur's upcoming project, a revolutionary new software he had poured his soul into. He felt like a fool, blinded by a love he thought was real. The pain was immense, a heavy cloak of shock and heartbreak that he couldn't seem to shake off. For weeks, Arthur was a wreck. He barely ate, slept even less, and his work suffered. The image of Florence and Marcus together, likely laughing at his expense, played on a loop in his mind. But then, one sleepless night, staring at his reflection, he saw something shift. The despair in his eyes was replaced by a flicker of determination. Heartbreak can destroy you, or it can forge you into something stronger. Arthur chose the latter, decided he wasn't going to let them win. He wasn't going to let them shatter the future he had worked so hard to build. His pain began to crystallize into a plan, a brilliant, intricate plan. Revenge wasn't just about getting even. It was about reclaiming his power and proving that he was not someone to be trifled with. Arthur got back to work with a vengeance. He channeled all his anger and hurt into his project, refining it, perfecting it, making it even better than he'd originally conceived. He knew Florence had given Marcus's insider information, so he started feeding her misinformation through a mutual friend who was loyal to him, created a fake, flawed version of his software, and let subtle leaks reach Marcus's ears. As expected, Marcus, arrogant and overconfident, took the bait. He poured millions into developing a competing product based on the faulty information, convinced he was about to crush Arthur once and for all. While Marcus was busy chasing a ghost, Arthur was preparing for his real launch. The day of the tech conference arrived. Marcus Thorne took the stage first, his presentation full of swagger. He unveiled his new software, and for a moment, the room was impressed. But then, Arthur took the stage. Calmly and methodically, he demonstrated his actual product. It was sleek, innovative, and years ahead of what Marcus had presented. Then, for the grand finale, Arthur exposed how his rival's entire platform was built on a deliberately flawed framework he had leaked. The audience gasped. Marcus's face turned pale as he realized he had been played. His company's stock plummeted, and his reputation was left in tatters. Arthur didn't gloat. He simply presented his genius and let the results speak for themselves. He walked off that stage not as a man seeking revenge, but as a visionary who had turned his deepest wound into his greatest victory. He proved that the best revenge isn't loud and destructive, but quiet, brilliant, and undeniable success. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more. See you next time.